So you're looking at the title right now and you're thinking, oh no, another iPad video. And then you're thinking, oh no, a negative iPad video. Well, I decided to make two iPad videos, one that's negative, one that's positive. And I'm doing this even though there's a bunch out. I really want to say what I'm feeling right now. And I might talk Apple. I think the name kind of says it all. I like to talk about Apple, and I haven't talked about Apple much on this channel. So I want you guys to hear my opinion on Apple's latest creation. Like I said, this video is negative, and I'm just going to tell you right now, when I first kind of looked at the Apple website to read about the iPad before watching the keynote, this was at school, I was thinking, I'm not that impressed. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not impressed at all. But I was writing notes, about the con so I can make this video and not just say it all from the top of my head. And I was watching the keynote while doing this, and I realized, wow, the iPad it's a really good start. And I just wanted to say that before starting this video. Don't worry, I'm having a positive video, but I wanted to do the negative one first. So don't say that I'm an Apple hater, because trust me, I am the farthest thing away from an Apple hater. I'm not a fanboy, fangirl, but I'm not a hater. So, I'm just going to go kind of in order here, starting with the name, iPad. Now this is kind of a joke, but people are already making fun of it, iPad, feminine hygiene products. Okay, those people are just immature, but iPad, I mean, it kind of sounds like iPod. It's a one-letter change. People in the Midwest with heavy accents, like I have cousins in Chicago, they have that kind of flat A. They're going to call it they probably already call their iPods iPads or something close to it, like iPad. I don't know. I can't really do the accent, but that could be a little problem. I actually do really like the iPad name though, and I'll explain why in my pros video. Next thing is the design. The bezel, in my opinion, is just way too big. It kind of overpowers the device. I think they could have made the bezel a little smaller so you could have had a little more screen space, and it probably would have looked nicer. Another thing is that it doesn't really seem like it's very innovative design-wise, because it looks literally like a giant iPhone. The actual screen with the home button and the volume rocker, just like an iPhone 30-pin dock connector, it just seems like a giant iPhone, and that's pretty much a con with the whole concept. To me, it seems like an iPod Touch and an iPhone with a few more features. The screen is beautiful, but it's not great for reading ebooks. That's why people are probably still going to keep buying the Kindles, because it's good to read ebooks. It's easier on your eyes if you're reading something for a long time. Your eyes do hurt after you stare at the computer for a couple of hours. It's not that bad on a Kindle. You can't really read the books in daylight too easily. It's easy to read them at night because it's backlit, but daylight, and not so much. And the final con about the design is that there's no camera. No camera, I feel like that's pretty bad, because they put a camera in an iPod Nano. I know it's a video camera, but still it's a camera. They put a camera in the iPhone. So why can't they put a camera in an iPad? It's bigger. You figure they'd have some more room. Next thing I'm going to talk about is operating system. And sorry if I keep looking to the side, I have my notes on my second display. Lock screen. First thing you see after your device turns on. And I don't think the lock screen is that useful at all, actually. Not on the iPhone, not on the iPad. I thought they would have some improvements to the iPhone operating system, but they didn't improve the lock screen. It's the same exact lock screen with a slide to unlock. It's got, a wallpaper background type thing, but it doesn't tell you any useful information. I thought maybe they would update it to include a preview of your recent email messages received, the weather, just some more information, because I don't see the point of having a lock screen right now. Once you slide to unlock, you get to the home screen. Exactly the same as the iPhone, except the icon seemed a little more spread out, and to me it looks kind of awkward. I feel like the home screen just looks unfinished. And that's okay, it is a first generation product, but it looks really unfinished to me. and you slide through the pages just like you would on an iPhone. Same navigation. So it's easy to use, easy to learn, but I really thought that they would tweak the OS more. I thought it would be based off the iPhone OS, not the iPhone OS with some adjustments. No multitasking is the biggest blow to this thing. No multitasking kind of defeats the purpose in a way because they have iWork all redesigned, rewritten for this iPad. If you can't have Safari open at the same time as, say, Pages to copy and paste an image or some text into it, then what's the point of having word processing? What's the point of a student using this or a business person using this at all? Even if they are on the go, what's the point if you can't run more than one application at once? I mean, Apple has this 1 gigahertz A4 chip in it. It's fast. Why can't it multitask? No new technology for the keyboard. We were seeing all these patents for things, how the screen will change when you have the keyboard. Nothing new really with that. The keyboard is life-size, or almost life-size, which is nice, but it seems to me like it's just the iPhone keyboard, like a giant iPhone keyboard. And I don't think people would really be comfortable typing on this thing. You might say, oh, well, you got that dock thing you can plug it into and use a Bluetooth keyboard. But why would someone be using this on a desk, really? People would be using this on their lap, and wouldn't it be kind of weird to type on a touch screen? I don't know. I haven't used it yet. Another thing that people are really annoyed about is no Flash support. This means that a lot of websites aren't going to work properly. YouTube's videos are Flash-based, although there is an HTML5 beta going on, which I recommend you try out. Certain websites will not work without Flash-based websites. Now I'm going to get into the apps. The applications are the same ones as on the iPhone. So, although there will be new applications built specifically for the iPad, currently, the iPhone apps, it seems like it would be awkward to play a racing game on a 9.7-inch thing. I don't know how big the actual device is, but imagine going like this. I mean, it's just kind of weird. It seems goofy to me. I'm sure everyone will get used to it, but it just seems odd to me. And since there will be new apps rewritten for this larger screen to take advantage of the iPad's features, will these applications be more expensive? The iWork applications are $10 each. I think that's fine because they're made by Apple. They're really well thought out. It's iWork. It's useful. I would pay $10 for those. But I have a feeling some developers will start charging more, like $15 for an application, and I'm not comfortable paying that much. The iBooks application is the next application I'm going to talk about. Like I said before, the screen isn't the best for reading books on, and the iBooks application itself, the iBooks store, is only available in the US. So a lot of people aren't going to be able to take advantage of that, and that was a major thing with the iPad, reading ebooks. And finally, there's no iChat application. Come on, Apple. I understand that apps make this thing, the developers, they're going to make this thing great, but I don't really want to use that AIM application for IMing people. So that's all I have to really say about the operating system. Basically, I don't think that it's modified enough from the original iPhone OS to be worth it. Next thing is price. Price, not too many cons to talk about really, except for the $4.99 for a giant iPhone with 16 gigabytes of storage, all the features that you can get in an iPhone besides the iBooks app. It's expensive if you already have an iPhone and a MacBook. Apple wants to create a new category of devices. Why do we need a new category between an iPhone and a MacBook? They said between iPhone and Mac, but then Steve Jobs is talking about how most people buy MacBooks and MacBook Pros from Apple. So if that's their most popular computer, and then they got the iPhone, which is extremely popular, and iPod Touch, which is also extremely popular, who's going to buy a device that's not much different from an iPhone and an iPod Touch if they already have a MacBook? See what I mean here? I'm not sure if this whole new category thing is going to work for most consumers. Don't go out and buy the first generation. There's going to be some really great updates. I see this thing evolving really well. I'll talk about that in my next video, but the first generation is usually the worst generation. It is the worst generation because they're going to expand on the features. They're going to maybe add a camera, you know? So I would wait to get this thing. And that's really all I have to say. Please, no mean comments. Actually, you know what? Go ahead, leave mean comments. I'm not going to respond to them. You can go ahead and watch my positive video if you have not seen that yet. I'll upload these on the same day. So, yeah, I'm really into the hand motions today. Anyways, what I got to say about the iPad, and watch my positive review.